You can have your drink now, it's fine. Whether they're mainly golf show, I'm Jack Milner. Should be tweaked there. Joined by the Sticky Bandits, Hep and Marv. Marv, what are we nibbling on?
Some like fruit, like sweet, chewy things.
A better internet connection.
It's all going Lindley. Hep, we are 2.5, 3 weeks away from getting married. Do we have any wedding updates for the listeners out there?
Don't do it.
The flower arrangements coming on well.
Yeah. Lots of little, still spending shitloads of money on it, even though everything's paid. It's like, oh wait, no £100 on this, no £100 on that.
I still haven't started your speech or the best man speech, and
no, speeches have to be thought about.
it's a question of
cards have to be written.
how bad we want to stitch him up here in front of his potential in-laws.
I'm not saying I've not done anything wrong. I'm boring.
What a level of I think I've got a video. I still got the video of Hep trying to do the worm and the black ball a lock in and falling. There's a photo of him dressed looking like Homer Simpson in a paddling pool. We just like dot these around the table and go, "This is the man you're marrying. This is the man you're allowing to marry into your family." You can still say no, Portia.
What was that? 2010?
20, I think. Yeah, probably about right. I'm trying to think because you went to New Zealand and then when you came back, I was in June, and then obviously 2015.
Was it? No, it was college, wasn't it? It must have been 2006, 7.
I mean, luckily, there's no evidence of his donut eating contests or Pizza Hut buffet challenges with him. I think that might be pickle.
I went to Pizza Hut buffet last week. All I was thinking about was Mirror the entire time.
A bowl of pasta like counts for like three slices.
Yeah. And all of my colleagues were having the salad and garlic bread. I thought they don't count.
Just made him try to explain it. Actually, I've had a side time as well. That's another slice.
It was a big bowl of pasta, yeah.
That counts for 3. And like Cookie getting so annoyed with him. What are you talking about? This is a pizza slice eating choppy cheese. Yeah, I know, but you're allowed to change the rules a little bit. Come on. Had a very good argument. Updates on the wedding. There's thank yous this week in Budapest or next week if you're listening to this. Ryder Cup.
Any of our Hungarian fans out there, come and tag along for a pint.
All 3 of them. We may have some doubts about that with us as well. You'll find this on the socials at Mainly Golf, so to keep close on that. Marv, you're probably the golf purist of the group here, and yet I always sense you get more excited about the Ryder Cup than any major. Do you want to explain to people out there why?
Why do I get more excited about the Ryder Cup than a major?
We always associate you as being Tigers, like if not number 1, top 5 fans. But I always sense the Ryder Cup is your number 1 event every 2 years.
It probably isn't, although I'd always put the Masters up there as number 1, if I'm honest. Could then you go down the list of then the majors? Yes, the thing is with the Ryder Cup, if it was every year, it'd be too much. But the fact that it's every 2 years, there's the build up to it, and then by the time it comes around, you're ready for it, and you need that Europe versus America kind of us against them. So,
and I suppose you get the duels throughout the season, whereas in American against European, especially in America, right? I think you had Fleetwood versus Keegan at the 3M, the Travelers, whichever one it was, where obviously Tommy 3 last Keegan birdied and USA chance out there. Whenever it comes down to that kind of rivalry, it starts to build, especially on a Ryder Cup year.
Yeah. Definitely.
But it's not your number 1, so you completely.
No, it's. I suppose if you look at the purist, maybe you'd argue that something like the Masters, because of it's a stroke play tournament, etc. But there's nothing like. Obviously, there's nothing like the Ryder Cup, and yeah, very much looking forward to it.
Patrick Cantley's accountant isn't. Disgraceful. They're not getting paid for it. How do you know who I am?
Are they getting this time? Are they getting? They're donating it, but
well, that's the question, isn't it?
European players get get a fee that goes to the charity of their choice. Americans haven't confirmed how much they get paid or where it goes. I'm sure Hep's going to Google this right now.
Yeah, well,
Flip it away.
if unless I might be wrong, I think that it used to be 300,000 each, and that all went, that all went to charity regardless. This year it might be 500,000, 300 goes to charity, 200 goes to the charity of your choice, basically.
That could be.
So
Patrick Cantley fund for Patrick Cantley.
I think most have come out and said, "Oh well, we'll just donate it to charity." Maybe they'll be able to donate it to their own specific niche charity, as opposed to it has to be some wider.
Well, a few out there have their own kind of foundations, or like Justin Rose.
Exactly. Yeah.
He has a lot of like. I think John Rahm has one to help like grassroots golf in Spain. So, did you find anything?
Yeah, it says that Americans are going to get $500,000 each, 300K going to a charity of the choice, and then a 200K stipend for competing in the event. So it looks like they're going to keep. I'm sure some of them will donate the whole $500,000, but it seems like they only have to donate 300.
Can we find odds of who donates and who travels it? Like Bryson versus Cantley. It sounds like an Only Fools and Horses thing about the charity of my choice. He's saying,
He's got a sign all over it with the George sets up a fake charity. So you just have to give out Christmas presents in the office.
It's an absolute disgrace. I mean, it was Rory, wasn't it? He said, was it 2 years ago, 4 years ago? He said, I'd pay to play in this event. He basically threw shade at the Americans. I think that was the hat game, wasn't it? Because that was when for the first time ever, Rory was trying to like fucking lamp someone. Was it his caddy outside the entrance 2 years ago? Yeah, and they're doing the stupid hat stuff. Yeah, so they go. But yeah, we'll see how they get on. It's interesting from a live golf perspective. I know Marv's been very vocal. If you follow him at Mainly Golf Marv on Twitter, how Sergio was very unhappy about missing out on a potential Ryder Cup spot. The fact that there's just one live golfer on each side when they spent a lot of money in the last 3-4 years to bring supported Tyrrell as well. So 3 live golfers when they're supposed to have the best players on tour. Is it a bit of a humbling moment for them? Like you aren't. This doesn't work. You don't have the best players in the world. They're all basically on the PGA Tour still.
Yeah, I thought that the controversy would be the Americans picking like 3 or 4 live golfers and Europe wouldn't, and then they'd have this, upper hand, or they'd be on their high horse of, well, we didn't pick any live golfers. We stuck to the rules of. Yeah, but it turned out actually, Europe were the one that picked the one wild card, and obviously they were never going to turn down John Rahm once live golfers were allowed to play. But yeah, I mean, the only way they can qualify is via majors, but as we've said, they haven't shown that they can compete in the majors over the last 2 years.
You say Bryson has probably performed best in majors, and he's got a fault in the final. If you take out that opening round from Port Rushmore, was it you who went through and Bryson those final 3 rounds was ridiculous?
Yeah. Oh, was it a par 71 and he shot 78 in the first round? Was he 7 over for 1 round and then?
I did warn him about the round, but that wind's going to be up, Bryson. And next week. You better start it, lads.
Did he finish on like 11 under? Tied 8th.
Fell asleep at the 18th. Oh, yes.
I want to say he shot 18 under for 3 rounds, basically, but which was better than any of Scotty's 3 rounds put together. Does that sound possible?
I think Scotty was 4 under 4, 4, 3. He was very steady. And then
I'm just going to look at it now. I don't know if my maths is slightly wrong there.
I think it was 64 in round 2. I think Scotty gets a 10, and it was just game over. Like once he gets I think was he 3s on entering the last round, and you were saying like it's the biggest buy money.
Yeah. Just looking at it. Sorry. Yeah, Scotty's 64. Well, it's not in order, but lowest to highest 64, 67, 68, 68, of which Bryson had a 64, 65, 68. So yeah, Bryson had the best three
So you're
rounds.
so used to that live golf, right? I just normally play Friday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
But just looking at live golf, the only two Americans that realistically have a shot that didn't make it are Brooks and Taylor Gooch. So
Gooch,
I think
Gooch won like 3 or 4 times this season as well.
I think the year before he won three
He
or
won
four times,
Valderrama.
and then he won Valderrama when we were there. But yeah, and then you got DJ, who's obviously fallen off, and Patrick Reed could compete for a place. So I don't know. Maybe we think there's more Americans on live that are actually like Ryder Cup talents than there actually are. I think Brooks is just all but name at this point. I mean, just
Well, the model of it was to try and get people who kind of had a big presence in their respective territory, right? So when they go to a South Africa or they take a tournament to an Australia or America, I think they play.
yeah,
They have a foot in the door through that player having the footprint already. So like I think Cam Smith is a lot of the organising. They play in Adelaide, I think, right?
yeah.
And then they also play a couple of tournaments in Asia, play in South America, and they've got they've got Carlos Ortiz and Abraham Anser and Joaquin Neiman. So it makes sense. It's a bit like WWE always like to have like an Indian star, and they like to have an Hispanic star and like a Mexican wrestler to try to make inroads into that specific markets.
Oh yeah.
I understand it from a commercial perspective, but you need the talent ultimately at the end of the day on tour and then performing the big events, which you probably haven't had this year. Like John Rahmers, they kind of celebrate. Was he like top 30 like every tournament or something this year? Which like there's 54 runners, like it's not exactly a fucking big achievement. It might be in top 20, but it was it's like
10, I think it was. I think there was he'd never finished outside the top 10 until one tournament this year. He finished 11th or something, but I think it was.
But if you compare, say, the fear factor Ram had, maybe 2, but definitely 4 years ago, I think Americans would be a lot more wary facing them than they are now. And it's interesting. Rory basically said, when was it 2 years ago? Like we'll find a way basically for John Ram to get this team. Like don't worry about that. Which is kind of undermine the entire DP World Tours structure and organisation. Say, yeah, don't worry, Ram's playing.
He came 24th in the points list. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, of course he deserves to be there.
And he's now he's now 71st in the world, John, which is insane. Again, Alex Noren's 19th. Is he a bit unlucky Marv? Is he a bit unlucky to miss out, given the way he's finished the back end of the season?
I suppose you'd have to. Yes, I suppose you'd have to say likely he is. Whether the fact that he was injured at the beginning of the year meant he was fresh for the end of the season, some might argue that. But I know Paul McGinley certainly was quite convinced that the injury has cost him. Noren.
Did he play 2014 at Gleneagles?
I think he's got at least one appearance in the past, Noren, yeah, from when I had a look.
He's definitely played before. So
would you take Noren over Fitzpatrick like now? Like no,
yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I Fitz is still a bit. I don't think Fitz will play a lot. Like he's done well at the back end of the season. That's in lesser DP World Tour event. It's not exactly
as well for a couple of months at the end. He definitely turned it around from like the start of the season when he was playing dreadful.
Yeah, a couple of months, not like over 2 years.
No.
But we'll see. Would you be confident of the team if you were Captain Donald? Happy with it? No changes?
I think as when we did our picks for what our expectations were, we pretty much picked the side, didn't we? And I think you've got to be as confident. Again, I don't really know much about Erasmus Hojgaard. Don't think he'll play much.
He's a big talent.
And if you think that's it, you see, if you looked and you had to like put them in order of, not importance, but in order of likely to get selected to play in all the the matches. You see who's at your worst four in the European team. Obviously, Rasmus is going to be in there. Like, and then you've got
Radka,
McIntyre.
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, McIntyre, Strack. Like, you think that there's a lot of massive names that are in that top eight. In theory, top eight that are going to play majority of the matches. You'd think. And then if you compare that eight to America, it does look far stronger to me. It really does.
Europe looks stronger.
Yeah. I said they always say that like your big hitters have got to get bulk of your points, or but Scotty could easily go and get 4 points. Bryson something similar, whatever. But
Bryson has a poor record in the Ryder Cup as well.
Look, I don't know. Tiger always had a poor record, didn't have the greatest record, but
yeah, but he's not Scottish Scheffler, is he?
well, I just think
Okay.
match players. I think it's much more. There's a small, I say small sample size, but I still think there's a small sample size because of it's a tournament once every 2 years, and doesn't matter if you're playing it for 2 decades.
And players are trained out there to be quite more.
And
back then, it's probably more cutthroat. They're a bit
I
more
just think
powerful now.
match plays, it's just so volatile. I think it in theory could go either way, and suddenly you've lost a match one down, you've won a match one up, and your record suddenly can be very good or very bad from very close. So,
would you say there's a lot more question marks around the American team due to things like Sander? Obviously, Sander Scheffler had a very poor season. Like, he missed out on the torch. I remember messaging like Heck, I think, saying, "Where's Sander? He's not qualified for East Lake." Like, what? You forget, I know he had a wrist injury at the start of the season, but he won 2 majors last year. Has struggled this year. Morikawa's had big ups and downs. Sort of like a Wyndham Clark. He always presented to be there. He isn't. Ben Griffin's had a very meteoric rise. JJ Spawn obviously won his first US Open, but you probably like from something like a Justin Rose or a Tommy Fleetwood, you probably know what you're going to get. You're going to go around the 4 or 5 under very steady way. There's a lot more volatility, I think, with the Americans, especially the pressure playing in front of that crowd at that venue with so much expectation. In my head, I think Keegan Bradley's basically said to them, "Yeah, it's on you now. I'm choosing you to win this for us." I think if they start to struggle early, then it's a big part. Like it's like England. I always go back to England like cricket in the 90s. England started like being 30-2. You think, oh, that's it. 180 all out again. They couldn't deal with the pressure of expectation. I'd just be curious to see how the Americans respond to it, because Scotty can't do it all by himself. There's Tiger found in so many Ryder Cups and like
I think what I will say is that's why I as you say, I think we talked off air about Cam Young and the potential as a rookie for him. I think you do need some players like that you've either got the solid players that are gonna keep you in matches. But then if Cam Young goes out and don't come off, fine. But I think he's got the ability to massively come off. And actually, so. But it's the players like your Russell Henleys and your Harris English. You call him Morikawa's. I just don't see any fireworks from those type of players.
Yeah.
And there's a bombers course as well, so we've got some that aren't bombers in the EU side, but yeah, like Henley and Collin, like it doesn't seem like it's a good course for them. And whereas Cam Young, like you're saying, he could have a flyer.
Yeah, and I know you compare it to Rose and Fleetwood and that type of steady, but they've kind of been there, done it, and they perform on that particular stage.
Oh yeah, so much more trust in them.
Is that so?
Cam Young as well. Cam Young, as a 20-year-old, made the course record around Bethpage Black, like shooting 60, I think 64. He's been in the top 10 in a major the last 4 years. He's not like he's just burst on the scene by winning a couple of shit tournaments. He's obviously been up a profile.
Say say Cameron Young has got to put on the 18th hole on the first day to win his match. If he holds that, like, say he's got a 15-footer to win the match, if he holds that, I can imagine, I don't know, I think Cam Young will be there fist pumping and giving it big and everything to the crowd. Harris English? No. Russell, Russell Henley?
Very open.
Like,
Very steady.
I don't even think Ben Griffin with his Top Gun sunglasses is gonna be. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Why do you hate Ben Griffin?
No, I just don't think it's a good look for a golfer. That's all.
But he actually has an eye condition, you know.
Well, fair
You
enough.
didn't know that, did you?
No. but it's still this anyway. Look, it is what it is. The shape of the glasses, the David Duval glasses, they looked a bit more. But anyway, they just
Zach Johnson's.
Yeah. So I think what I'm trying to say is that with the Americans, you've got
He has something called eye floaters.
Okay.
So he struggles to see properly.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's going to be very interesting if Keegan goes for the big names or goes for the players that are actually playing. Because I think 4 of the biggest scary names, like Xander, Thomas, Morikawa, and Cantlay, have all not been playing very well this season, especially JT and Morikawa. And yeah, they might turn it on with the atmosphere and get in there. We know Cantlay's a bit of a fighter when it comes to Ryder Cups, but I can see him trying to play JT and Colin too much, and I just he should be playing Griffin and Young and Burns over them. But yeah, it's just going to come how much is name value from history and how much is he actually going to play the best players now. But yeah, if he plays Justin and Colin like 4 times, then I think Europe will take him. But yeah, I don't know. I think man Europe is better, but just I don't want to get cocky, and it is a pretty non-European course, and you got Scotty who it's tough, but if you got to, like you said, there's so many more questions about the American side than there is about the
I partly feel that they've got somewhat nothing to lose. Like Americans, they probably won't think that, but yes, they're at home. Yes, don't know why they're the betting favourites, but I just think to me, if you go out and you said, look, Justin, Colin, a couple of others, sorry, but you ain't playing much. Throw Cameron Young in, throw Ben Griffin in, and throw Sam Burns in. If it doesn't come off, then I think that is a better look than going with like the old faithful and Thomas and Morikawa just flopping and thinking, oh, for God, and then just getting steamrolled and thinking, I never gave it a go with the potential players that could produce fireworks.
Do you want to have a stab at your prediction for the opening pairings?
I 100%, and this, actually, I shouldn't say 100%. When I did some research a few weeks back, wasn't it, that Bryson seemed to play a bit with Scotty in the last Ryder Cup he was in. Was it 2021?
Yes.
But then now I'm thinking that because of the USA team and the makeup, does he go 2 big hitters together, or does he try and, as you say, you pair Scotty with somebody else to try and...
We help an alternate shot team, wouldn't it? If you got Scotty there going steady away, and then Bryson just absolutely just bombing it. I think not even alternate shot, sorry, not 4-ball.
I think Sheffield played with Sam Burns on day one.
Yeah, because they started alternate shot, aren't they? Which I think is a bit.
Oh, have they announced that? Okay.
Yeah, this is alternate shot and then 4-ball.
Is it? I think it's a choice of the home team. Is that right? Whether foursomes or 4-balls, whichever one you go with. Yeah.
I think they start with. I'll just do my predictions now. I think it'll be Schauffele, Cantlay, Burns, Scotty. It'll be Cam Young playing with Bryson. And then I think it's a tricky one, the last one. I think he has to play JT. Just, I just think JT always gets kind of the nod here. But I don't know who he plays with. He could be someone like a Ben Griffin, um, or like a Morikawa. But yeah, I think I'd be very surprised if Scotty Scheffler didn't play with Sam Burns. But I think Cam Young will. I think Cam Young will play in the morning session.
Who was your Xander pairing? I was just writing them down if we want to track it.
Xander plays with Cantlay. Yeah. And then in terms of Europe, I don't think he puts the Irish boys together.
They'll get a game at some point, won't they? But as you say, maybe they won't go.
But I think Rory and Shane will play the foursomes on Saturday. I think Aberg Hovland. I think I could see him playing Rose with Rory. It's harder in Europe to like who the four you're going to bench.
Mm.
Who do you bench? Marv, give me your predictions.
For the America, I do think, to be honest, I do honestly think for America to win, I think Scotty's going to have to play every. I think Bryson's potentially going to have to, just because we know that the other big names that have not been on form. So, as it comes to pairings, I agree. Probably Burns and Scheffler, they've got a connection, haven't they? Anyway, off the golf course, maybe that's an obvious. Whether you play Cam Young and a Bryson, I don't know if you play them in a foursomes. It's just because it's alternate shot. Are they a bit? They could be all over the place. I don't know if it's two firework, players with potential fireworks together or maybe it's for hell to it. I don't know if I want to say JJ Spawn because he has finished the season reasonably well.
And he was second overall. Like I know Scott was basically 2.5 times then second.
Yeah, maybe he might get the nod as a steady in the first session, just to see over like Ben Griffin or Harris English, Russell Henley.
I could see a JJ Spawn with a Henley or a Griffin. This is the very sensible area.
I think I don't know. What part of me thinks Cantlay? Yes, Jubian part of me thinks Cantlay. I don't know.
Ian loves Cantlay.
Yeah, Xander and Cantlay are such a made for team, aren't they?
That's the thing, right? It seems to me there's such an old school that the people who've been around for say 6-8 years, the JT, Morikawa, Xander, Bryson, Scotty, even Cam Young, they have their own clique, and it's like these new lads who've come through, like a Griffin and a JJ Spawn and a Henley. You can even have like a Maverick McNeely. They almost feel like, I won't say outsiders, but as a European on the outside looking in, that's the biggest thing Keegan has. He's got to try to get them all in one big team. As opposed to, you look at the European team, you don't see any of them not meshing well. I could see any pairing if they had to. Like, I could see Rory playing with Rasmus, or
if they just picked it out of hat, basically.
Or, you know what I mean? Or like Seb Stracker playing with like Aberg. You know what I mean? Or
do you know what? Maybe they should introduce that. Like one session should just be absolutely random. Yeah, a lucky dip.
And back in the day, you get Tiger paired with someone like Phil.
That happened once, didn't it? I can't remember which year that was.
It was 1 year. 1 year they played the four. I think
it was. It might have been 04. It was definitely in America.
Yeah, they did not like. Well, they were happy with it. I suppose if you listen to like Gary Neville, he's always just like the reason why England struggled in like 2000 to 2008 is because the United players all sat with each other. And the Liverpool players, you know what I mean? And the Chelsea players, Terry, Lampard, Ashley Cole. And then you've got Gerrard, Carragher, whomever. And you've got Gary Neville, Ferdinand, Scholes. I don't want to mix with these cunts. I'm trying to beat them every week.
Just pass the ball to my club teammates.
Yeah, let's go for the lads. Chip it over the top. Ignore that Lampard. So yeah, we'll see how Keegan Bradley does. But
I think just from I don't know, if I'd have done my research, I'd be able to hit you saying in Rome these people played together and they got the points. But
I mean, it's very quickly You can very quickly Google that.
Yeah.
But again,
I
Justin Rose and Bob McIntyre played really well together. That's my
You see,
lasting
Bob was
memory.
second overall as well. I feel as though Bob could miss out on the first session.
He was a captain's pick, wasn't he?
Bob.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was second.
Was he? All right. And he
Yeah.
qualified like automatically last year as well. So the opening
Yeah.
sessions last year were uh, Ram and Hassan, who will become even bigger mates on the
Uh,
lift tour.
okay, now we should have seen that on Live, shouldn't we? Both of them played together.
McIlroy and Fleetwood, who beat Schauffele and Cantley. Lowry and Straka, and the two Scandies, Aberg and Hovland. And then in the afternoon session, in the foursomes, it was Hovland and Hatton, Ram and Hojgaard, Bob Mack and Justin Rose, and McIlroy with Fitzpatrick.
You see, Rose got a pick last year, didn't he? So Rose went in far colder than he is this year. So he obviously didn't fancy Rose. But obviously Rose is...
McIlroy played with Fleetwood twice, and he played with Fitzpatrick twice. Aberg and Hovland were amazing together. They battered Scheffler and Koepka 9 and 7 in the Saturday foursomes.
Yeah, you got to put them.
I think so. We look at this. Bless you. Ram and Hansen were a popular pairing. Fleetwood with either a Fitzpatrick or a Fleetwood, and then the Scandinavians. Like, I can't see Donald deviating from.
Maybe it makes sense that the two Live have played together and it's worked, and they just keep it as it is.
Have you seen the press conference from Tyrrell in the week? By the way,
I saw something about.
He went out on the pace after, and he was like, he threw up in his beard. And, oh, I got the fucking never again, never again.
Didn't he just basically ruin a
He ruined the hotel.
Something?
But he goes, I'm really sorry. I left the cash on the side. I just wrapped a big duvet and just went, I'm really sorry. Yeah, like, you know, cleaner finds 200 quid laying my head. It's
bargain.
Yeah. Finds the cash before. Yeah.
It sounds like they're good. But if we're gonna go on the European predictions, I'm gonna go Hovland, Aberg. I do think I can see him just copying the same as last year.
Yeah.
Ram Hatton, Aberg, Hovland, McIlroy, Fleetwood, and I see instead of Lowry, Straka, I think he might go Rose and Bob Mack.
When you said Rory played with Fleetwood and Fitz twice, I'm interested if those were the same event. And so is it because it's alternate shot? Is he going to go Rory Fitz? I would guess that was that way around, but
yeah, it was Fitz in the foursomes of the boys. 4 balls, and a 4. Yeah, split up by the way.
Okay, so nothing to read into that then.
Yeah, otherwise you're basically saying to Fitzpatrick, I don't trust you to get there.
You just set Rory up, all right? Just tee it off into the fairway and let Rory do his. But
that's interesting. I don't remember. I mean, I thought I don't know if Lowry and McIlroy played with each other, but I mean that was before they went and won the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, that big tournament last year. So, Captain Donald's got decisions to make now, Marv. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Not playing a couple of insurance men at the Ryder Cup though, is it?
Yeah, that was just terrible. God, Rory's had some close wins down in the last 18 months. You forget. I know he won the Irish Open. He's had to make a 27-foot eagle at the last to get into a playoff. They scrambled over the line at the Zurich last year. He was very lucky in the end to win the Masters this year. He was very lucky to win the Players when JJ Spawn's got in the drink of it in the playoff. Like, fucking hell, it could have been such a for the end of the season, but it could have been very different for over the last 18 months. It was 12 months in particular. But he's still going to get picked every pairing. Do you want to give us your pairing predictions, Marv?
I don't know. I think look at last year. I think I probably have to agree with you that it kind of named themselves to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I suppose is Hovland in good enough form? I suppose you're going to trust him. I do think. I suppose for me, the only thing I'll say is I think it'll be easy to name the. I'll name you the four that I think will miss out from each. I think because I think that's pretty easy. I think Bob Mack, Rasmus, Fitz. So that's three of the four. And then I'm
Striker.
probably going to go Stracker. I think he might miss out.
Oh,
So as you say, the live plays together. Oberg and Hovland play together. McElroy and Fleetwood have got history, and then I think that leaves Rose.
Fitzpatrick.
No, I think that leaves
Rose and Lowry.
Yeah, although I don't think they've ever.
I think they might have played together in America in 2021.
But I said, I think it barring the odd player, in there, in and out. I think it literally picks itself. To be honest, a lot of the pairings for Europe done it. America is the interesting one. How they, for some interesting ones that we don't know about. Some.
God, it's such a different side in 2021. I think the people, Bernd Wiesberger somehow crept on, and then the league bound. Well, I suppose he was league bound as well. Garcia, Alter, Westwood, Casey.
See, this is how
Hojgaard.
Yeah, passing of the torch.
See, to me, this is how bad Zach Johnson got it last time, because looking at the pairings, Thomas and Spieth played together 3 out of the 4.
Even though Spieth was not in good form either.
That's what I mean. And even JT was an arguably shouldn't have got a pick.
Yeah, he's very lucky.
And so, like, who is the Thomas? Who has JT got to play with this time? I feel like, I think like we said, JT and Colin, they arguably just fell into the spot that they finished 7th and 8th. You kind of got to pick them.
But, JT came 69th this week. Shot 4 rounds above 70. Wow. Colin came in the 40s. They're not. I'm not scared if it's Lem 2 versus Lowry and Stracker. I think Lowry and Stracker could do them.
So on that head, if we're looking at the overall, either just outright prices or correct score, Europe at 6-4. You basically saying fill your boots?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, it's not a surprise if USA
we're going to get the wedding fund on.
Yeah, the bar tab will go on this. So, but yeah, I mean, we just discussed. I think there's a lot more confident in Europe's 12 than there is in America's. So, yeah, let's take it to him in New York.
Just to add at the record, I think the record winning margin is 99. America beat Europe
straight, right?
Yeah, 2021.
That's when Rory was crying.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but just looking down, if you really did fancy
to one on that,
I was just going to look. Yeah, exactly. Now,
Marv, they're absolutely in tears when they start halving holes with handshakes with fucking 3 husbands.
Just give it, like 17, 11, 18s. I don't know. Yeah.
You're at 16, 12, 14 to 1. That's standing out.
It's the thing is, do you get over greedy just for the sake of, if Europe was like, I suppose it's all relative, isn't it? If Europe were even money, then in theory their winning margins would be slightly short prices as well. So you still might not want to go winning margins, even if even money, because you think even money's just too big of a price. I'd rather take it, keep it simple.
It's one of those occasions where I think nobody's betting with head over heart. Like, we're trying to find excuses why Europe. I would have been very skeptical, especially. It's a tricky, right? It's hard, right?
The other way to look at this, if this was in Rome or in Europe, Court, whatever, and it was the same build-up, the same teams, etc., but it was literally being held on a European course, what would the European price be?
If it
What's
was
two?
the if it was Italy, I think 49. Yeah, I think in
So
my head too. Just 49.
so just because it's in America, you've got a swing from 64, nearly 74, as opposed to it be 1 to 2, 49.
So you think we should lump more, Miles?
I think that to me, yeah, it's nice to get creative, isn't it, with correct scores and stuff, but it just feels like the simple option is just try and find the best. I mean, unless you want to try and find like a Europe -1, -1.5, just a little bit to try and be a little bit greedy.
So
But
what you're saying is we're going to be cashing crypto in and lumping on euro.
yeah, but the problem is if you do that, your crypto will probably go up like 200%, and then you're like, hey, I'm still down. Do you know what I mean? Like you still lost
Get a
out.
4-1 winner though, Marvin. Then it's
Well,
Yeah, I cashed out of LimeWire went 20% today. I cashed out yesterday and I was clever and it was 25%.
you've got to let us know when you cash
and I was just thinking,
Ah, like unbelievable. That was
I was just
where
looking
am
if
I
there's
at?
a handicap. Oh, there's a handicap market. Here we go.
Yeah,
Europe minus 2.5 points. What price are we talking?
9 to 4.
Europe minus
Well,
you,
10 to. Sorry.
Europe minus 1.5. Hmm.
Europe minus 3.5. How big are we talking?
9 to
Europe
2.
minus 3.5 is 9 to 2. I just bet about 16, 12, 14s. Maybe with a little bit of assurance either way. Those half points.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be higher than that, do you? You don't think America are just going to. Because you think Scotty's going to get his points. Bryce will get some points. Like, yeah, it's not going to be a
Not
walk in the park. You've
not
also got the Keegan Bradley factor of turning it down to motivate the players, and as you said, the crowd, and it is a Bombers American course.
not mentioning Bryson at all. How do you think he fares next week?
It's tricky, but the alternate shot's always tricky with Bryson. Isn't it? Like, although he's pretty accurate, but
Would you play him in alternate shot? Surely he's sticking before some four balls.
yeah, and just let him go for it. But then his whole game is he puts it like 50 yards closer than people, but then can't hit a fucking wedge. So if you pair him with someone like Griffin or Henley, who's then just got that, Bryson puts them 80 yards out every hole or half the holes, and then they've just got a little chip on that. Yeah, Bryson.
It would be ballsy. It'd be ballsy. To your point, I could see. I'd be interested if he played with Scheffler. You wonder if someone like Scheffler could just kind of like talk to him a bit and just calm him down.
Yeah,
especially. I was thinking like
full ball.
Ferguson always talks about like Cantona was like one of the hardest players to manage, but he just wants to be loved. Just need an arm around him and a bit of a maverick. But Bryson, I always think is like a similar mold.
The only thing is, Bryson, do you try or do you just let him, just give him the free rein? Like,
I think you give him free rein and let him get the crowd going and
exactly,
just start.
and that's it. Because if you try and pull him back, and it's not, that's it. Bryson offers far too much.
You're not taking a pull, are you? You're just going, okay, this is Frankel at the Guineas.
Yeah,
niche reference that heck won't get. But
so can you? That's it. So you, yeah.
And you imagine, Marv, if Bryson does start, you just say, go do your thing. He gets the crowd going, then that's really then an advantage to them. The three of the pairings,
yeah,
with a buoyant crowd going, bananas.
Yeah, I tell you what, can you imagine? That's it. First hole. Actually, who's got the first tee shot? Is it the away team or the home?
I think it's your home team.
Do you know what? Should get Bryson out there and just make him do a long drive, challenge drive off first. Just smash it like 400 and just say, just absolutely just hammer it. It doesn't matter where it goes.
430 yards past for the first. So,
yeah, just drive the first hole, basically.
Or he's got a 40-yard chip for his second. Perfect combo, that, because Price can put as well. So,
The worst thing is just going to be the fucking Yankee crowd the entire 4 days. Just
mashed potatoes.
oh, USA, USA. Oh, I fucking hate that
Uh,
song.
It might get even more rowdy. They might be like shouting backswings and everything. You never know.
there's gonna be a lot of MAGA, a lot of MAGA. I think Trump's there any for one of the days as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a very big contrast to the Europeans.
Well, he's in New York. They do hate him there, but
But do they hate Europeans more?
yeah, I think so.
Like, we hate him, but at least he's one of our own. No.
Yeah, it's either hate Rory or hate yeah. Just go.
Yeah. Would you rather hate Trump or that fucking little leprechaun? I hope he gets you. I think Rory is going to be in for a bit of a kick in up there, especially if he starts bringing out Jim O'Neill, Bill Patrick Reed.
Well, that's it. Do you think that means that if Europe can get out early, is it do Europe have to start? If Europe get down in the first session, do you think that's a problem? Like if say they lose the first session 3-1.
No, I mean not on day one. There's no panic stage on day one. So if day two morning sessions are struggling, I don't see them making the ground up. Just because America will be all about momentum, and because they've got inexperienced players. It's like, a bit like the problem with United, right? I think Gary Neville always says, problem with these United players, they don't know how to win from behind. It's like they just get like paralyzed either by fear or panic, but it's just like, okay, we're 1-0 down, we've lost, haven't we? Whereas beforehand, like Fergie turns on a couple of strikers and like balls to the box. Oh, well, we'll get a goal later on. It's fine. You look at how Europe crumbled in Hazeltine. I think they did it. I know they won in Medina, but that was a flip. Like that was
It was a
ridiculous.
bit, wasn't it? Yeah.
But Europeans, when they've gone behind in America before, have just capitulated. And yeah, I'd worry about that happening again. But I do think Europe will have enough strength, especially in the foursomes. I was going back to watching Stenson and Rose just flush it round. I think maybe 2017. It was. It's insane how some of these parents gel together. Aberg and Osland 2 years ago. I think 16-12 at 14-12 is a good price. So I do think Europe will lift the trophy. Hey, do you want to give us predictions, picks, advice?
Life.
Yeah.
Buy more XRP.
Maybe not at the moment. I think I do like Cameron Young for like some top wild card, top rookie. Is he in the rookie market? I don't know.
He is. I think he's 3-1.
He is, yeah. So yeah, 3-1 top rookie, and I think quite a bit better top wild. 10's top wild card. So, yeah, I think he could suit him. I think if he goes well the first time, obviously he has to be picked more than twice to have a chance. But I think, yeah, he was outside of the top 12 and got picked to be on the team. So I think they must have done that with some plan of at least playing him. And I think if he wins his first, he could play 3 or 4 games. And yeah, he's got the course. He's got the bomber course or the bomber game for Bethpage. So I like him on some of the those top rookie, top wildcard markets.
Cam Young 3-1 with a mini top price with Ladbrokes with top rookie point scorer, and 5-1 with I think William Hill to be the top American wildcard for 3s and 5s in those respective markets. I'm going to throw something up a bit of a price. I think I don't. Justin Rosen we're going to probably play as much as he did maybe a few years ago. But he's 22-1. Quite the odds first 3 to be top Europe point scorer. I think Rosie's kind of made for this format and probably a little bit overpriced. Rory McIlroy and John Ram, the 92.54 market leaders, is probably fair at the prices. Marv, give us your outside long shot.
Anything fancy? Europe to go to win 4-0 on the one foursomes, the first session. Top price 22s.
They did it last year, didn't they? They did it 2 years ago, I think.
I don't know. That's maybe something like that, or something that's just even. I don't know. I don't want to say I'd even throw in something crazy like America going 3-1. If you're really looking for something, just you never know with these things. We could be sat here thinking this is just all. How does Europe not win this? I said it's match play. It's anything can happen really.
But yeah, I do think there was Europe did win a session 4-0 on 2 years ago, so 22-1 seems very fairly priced. It's Cam Young for head. It's a whitewash for Marv, and it's Europe lifting the trophy for me. A week and a bit in Bethpage. We'll be back. Do we throw some bits on from Budapest?
We can do.
You can follow us at Main League Golf. You can follow the troll down there at Main League Golf Marv. Be prepared for him to be really putting the boot in if a certain Irish player or no the Irish player struggles in America.
And need to find my login and password, to be honest. I haven't been on it for a while.
I'm sure it'll be wheeled out for the Ryder Cup next week. I've been Twig, they've been and Marv, and we will see you soon.